Now on Nightside, the Spokane County Sheriff was in Washington, D.C. today. How he hopes to partner with lawmakers to address Spokane's fentanyl epidemic.
We're tracking snow, bitter cold, and a possible weather alert day in the first alert forecast. I'll let you know when to expect the changes.
The annual count of homeless in our community started today. The results could impact the funding granted to help that population. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We begin with some breaking news tonight out of Airway Heights. Fire crews responded to a home on West Drive in Aspen Place. A wood stove inside a detached garage caught fire. Fire crews say the wood stove had kindling stored underneath it. Crews were able to stop the fire before it spread to the rest of the home, and no one was hurt. Well, 66% of overdose deaths across the country involve synthetic opioids, primarily fentanyl. That's according to the DEA.
The data shows fentanyl overdoses increased more than 186% between 2020 and 2021. That's in Spokane County. There's been a push to crack down on the role social media plays in the crisis. Today, Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles was in Washington, D.C. to testify about the dangers of fentanyl. It was at a roundtable hosted by Congresswoman Kathy McMorris-Rodgers. People at that event said they wanted more accountability from tech companies to put a stop to drugs being sold on social media platforms like Snapchat. Sheriff Knowles spoke about social media companies' ability to store data and know everything about a user. He says it's a different story when it comes to catching dealers.
It is ridiculous to think that they don't possess the same ability to identify people who are using their platforms for illicit purposes. They do, but they have to be forced to do it. They have to be forced to comply with lawful court orders.
There's no easy fix to the crisis. Sheriff Knowles says it's going to take a variety of solutions to handle the problem, and he says public education plays a big role. Don't be fooled, winter is not over. More snow and cold is on the way.
And we're preparing you for a possible weather alert day. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is here.
That's right. We want you to be aware that we have some bitterly cold weather coming in for the second part of the weekend. A possible weather alert day for sub-zero wind chill readings. The Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, as well as the Northeast Mountains, North Idaho, parts of the Palouse. And that is Saturday, late night into Sunday morning. In the short term, temperatures around the region were right around average today, and we can expect more of the same tomorrow. It was 37 in Spokane. 36 degrees in Coeur d'Alene and St. Mary's. We did make it up into the 40s in Lewiston. With overcast conditions around the region, our temperatures have been slow to cool. We're just below freezing in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Still 33 in Pullman, 35 right now in Lewiston and St. Mary's. Right around the Spokane area, temperatures ranging from 25 degrees at Fairchild Air Force Base to 33 in Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, and Spirit Lake. In your forecast for tomorrow, expect a gray day, possibility of a few sprinkles or flurries around noon, a high temperature of 36, which is exactly average. We are going to see a big drop in our temperatures in the 7-day forecast, plus the potential for snow. I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, Camp Hope is shrinking, but Spokane's homeless population extends far beyond the encampment. That's why every year volunteers go through Spokane, taking count of people experiencing homelessness. This year, 170 volunteers are taking part in Spokane's point-in-time count. Once they gather enough information, it'll go to Housing and Urban Development to determine the federal funding they'll receive to tackle homelessness. They're asking questions like how long someone has been homeless and where people are sleeping at night. They put all of these responses together to work out new ways to get people shelter.
This information will be analyzed, and we'll be able to zoom in on different population groups and get that information back out to community stakeholders, service providers, who can use that to address, to help address homelessness for their own individual groups that they serve.
The results from this count will be ready sometime this spring. From there, the data will be presented to figure out new solutions and get more people housing.
Hundreds of people experiencing or at risk of homelessness were at the Spokane Convention Center today for Homeless Connect. The event made a successful return after being canceled in 2021 and delayed in 22, which organizers say resulted in low turnout. 85 vendors and services were provided on site, from housing to healthcare to haircuts. Each year, Homeless Connect breaks down barriers for people in the community who need assistance. One attendee says it helps to have it all under one roof.
Being homeless, you got to do a lot of the searching. And this is like, it's all centered in one spot with there's haircuts here, there's doctors, there's resources.
Homeless Connect wrapped up at 3 this afternoon.
Well, a Spokane man is in an Idaho jail tonight for suspected DUI and running from police. Idaho State Police tell us he tried to outrun a trooper and crashed on I-90. It caused major backups on the interstate for several hours today. Our Rania Kaur tells us more about shots fired after that crash.
Idaho State Police tell me the driver of a Dodge pickup truck crashed and then fired a gunshot. Police say the trooper who was responding to the crash didn't fire back. Police were trying to pull a driver over after receiving a report that they may have been driving under the influence. When the trooper found the driver, a 32-year-old Spokane man, he didn't stop for 4 miles until he crashed near Pinehurst. Idaho State Police say the driver wasn't cooperating with the trooper responding to the crash, and that's when the trooper heard a gunshot from inside the Dodge. Police say the trooper didn't fire back, and the driver was taken into custody. In Pinehurst tonight, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
The Post Falls man is in jail tonight, accused of producing child pornography. Police arrested 61-year-old Ronald Richmond this afternoon. Multiple agencies helped in the arrest, including the Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, and Homeland Security. Police say the investigation into Richmond started with numerous tips filed with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Investigators say Richmond was saving child pornography in cloud storage. His digital devices were collected as evidence.
The FBI has joined the search for an 8-year-old boy from Washington who hasn't been seen since last summer. Officers in Vancouver say after members of the community were concerned, they did a welfare check on Bredson John in June, but they have not been able to find him. Vancouver police said the boy's last known guardians were his grandparents. Detectives have tried to contact family members to see if the child is with relatives, but they say they haven't been helpful. The FBI says investigators are frustrated with the level of cooperation from the family.
Usually, hopefully, these are things that are resolved in an afternoon. This has gone on too long, and so we need people to come forward and help us.
Vancouver police said criminal charges of custodial interference were filed against the grandparents last month, and that is when a custody agreement has been broken. The boy has also gone by the name Brixton. He has ties to Arizona, Hawaii, and the Federated States of Micronesia, which is why the FBI has gotten involved. There's a bill being introduced in Olympia to keep amateur referees safe during sports games.
If passed, the bill aims to protect transit drivers, firefighters, even law enforcement officers will be added, and they will include amateur referees in that list. Former referee Bob West still remembers the day when he was headbutted and knocked out by a student during a wrestling match in 1996. That's the video you're watching. He says he could have been dead without immediate medical help. Here it comes. There he goes on the ground. For more than a decade, he has been proposing a protection law for referees to prevent similar incidents from happening.
There are youth that are joining the ranks slowly, 18 to 22-year-olds, but they're only spending 2 or 3 years in the profession because of the verbal and the physical assaults and the things that are going on the field. And they're going, I don't need this. I don't need this. And so there is now a huge shortage.
Well, the bill will allow anyone who's attacking referees verbally and physically to be charged with assault. A total of 16 representatives in Washington are co-sponsoring this bill right now, and currently no word yet on when a vote will happen.
Washington State football head coach Jake Dickert has only been in the role for a little more than a year, but already the school is confident that he's going to be in Pullman for the long term. On Wednesday, the university announced they had agreed with an extension with Dickert to keep him at Washington State through the 2027 season. Under his leadership, the team made it to back-to-back bowl games and finished above 500 both of those seasons. He also helped bring the Apple Cup back to Pullman for the first time in almost a decade, beating the Huskies decisively in 2021. And this past season, the team had one of the best defenses in the entire Pac-12, and moving forward, he wants to build on the successes they've already had.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say there's a special thanks to a lot of players out there in my past and obviously presently that have contributed to this. So Pullman's home for us. Washington State is home for me and our family, and Candace and I couldn't be more excited to extend our time here and be here, and extremely dedicated to building something special here at Washington State. So with that, just excited to talk about our new staff. I think we got a lot of great pieces to the puzzle that fit for us, that fit Washington State, that fit our region, and more importantly, fit our players.
Now, the Cougs are going to open up their 2023 season at Colorado State on September 3rd. And coming up a bit later on sports, we're going to have more from Dickert's extension, as well as check in on the Eastern Washington and Idaho football programs as they released their 2023 schedules earlier today. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. Well, 2 people are now facing criminal charges for abandoning dozens of malnourished dogs in and around Bonner County. Well, here's one of those huskies. There are all types of husky dogs. All 31 of them are in shelters at Better Together Animal Alliance in Pend Oreille, Kootenai Humane Society, or they're in private homes. The sheriff's office is filing 31 counts of animal cruelty and abandonment against 54-year-old Jacob McCowan and 31-year-old Jessica Smirtwaite. To learn how you can help these dogs and their shelters, find this story. It's on KXLY.com. And coming up, we'll tell you the dangerous downsides of gel manicures.
And why experts say hopeful home buyers are often misinformed. Plus, how to make filing your taxes smooth and easy.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Arata's Max Autosports of Spokane.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture.
Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value.
Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows.
We will also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one.
Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now, only at More Furniture.
I feel safer when you're in the building.
Over 10,000 stars.
History making.
5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
Are you sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
For over 6 decades. First, as the Spokane Guild School. Now as Joya, we have been providing care that is second to none. Now, we have a building to match. Joya, every child is limitless.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
New on Nightside, gel manicures are very popular for how easy they are to maintain. They don't chip and they can last a long time, but a new study published in the journal Nature Communications shows that there are downsides. Radiation from some UV nail dryers used for gel manicures could potentially damage your DNA and have shown to create cancer-causing mutations in human cells. In gel manicures, the light cures the gel, making it dry quickly and last longer than regular polish, but researchers say it's similar to the risk posed by UV tanning beds, which are listed as carcinogenic. Some salons use LED lights, which emit either no UV light or a much smaller amount. If you regularly get gel manicures, maybe talk to your doctor about it, or a dermatologist can take that risk into consideration when they're performing your annual exam.
Millions of Americans want to buy a home this year, but only a small percentage will actually be able to. According to a new survey from NerdWallet, many American home shoppers are misinformed about the housing market, making them overconfident. On average, Americans hope to spend about $269,000 on a home, but the median home price is actually $100,000 more than that. According to the survey, many prospective buyers think prices will drop significantly because of a housing crash. Real estate economists say that likely will not happen this year. Last year, 70% of Americans who had planned to buy a home didn't succeed, either because their offers weren't accepted or because they couldn't find affordable homes.
New on Nightside, the Deputy Commissioner of Food Policy and Response at the FDA is resigning. In his resignation letter, he detailed his unhappiness with the decentralized structure of the FDA's food safety program, saying it significantly impaired the FDA's ability to protect the public. He also proposed the FDA create a more centrally focused food program. He says he delayed his departure so he and his team could focus on the infant formula crisis, which now has been addressed.
The official tax filing season kicked off this week. Here are some do's and don'ts to make your filing experience as smooth as possible. 1, do file electronically. It'll help you get your refund faster. 2, don't count on last year's popular tax breaks like the enhanced child tax credit, which was $3,000. It's now down to $2,000. Tip number 3, don't count on a big check from Uncle Sam. Last year, the average refund issued was around $3,176, but experts say that's expected to be much lower this year. Number 4, do get help filing, either from a professional or from the IRS. And 5, don't procrastinate. File on time. This year, the official date to file returns is Tuesday, April 18th.
New on Nightside, the Environmental Protection Agency plans to stop 6 coal-fired power plants in the U.S. from continuing to dump toxic coal ash into unlined ponds. The ponds can leak toxins, including mercury and arsenic, into groundwater or nearby waterways, poisoning drinking water and polluting rivers. The coal ash rule was finalized in 2015 by the Obama administration, but the Trump administration did not enforce it. The EPA says there are roughly 500 unlined coal ash ponds in the U.S.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We have snow on the way. Actually, Thursday night into Friday and Saturday, 1 to 3 inches possible. However, we are really dialing in on that forecast. There's some uncertainty there. Not as uncertain about a windy Saturday and Sunday wind chill readings down below 0 in the morning. Here's a look at live conditions right now. We're at 31 degrees in both Coeur d'Alene and Spokane with overcast conditions. We have a ridge of high pressure in place over the entire northwestern United States, but we do find ourselves on the eastern edge of that ridge. Weak disturbances have been dropping down on us, producing a few flurries here, a mountain snow shower there, and that will continue to be the case. However, there are a couple of larger systems that will be passing by. Here's Thursday at 5 o'clock. The first one comes in late Thursday with a mix of rain and snow. Another one on Saturday with a little more snow, and that's going to help usher in that very cold air. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off at 7 o'clock tomorrow night when we start to see the wet weather developing around 10 o'clock in the form of rain for most of eastern Washington, some mountain snow. As we go through the overnight, it's staying mostly as rain or a rain-snow mix. By Friday at 7, we have snow in the mountains and down on the Palouse, but much of the rest of the region will be dry until that next system comes in with more snow. The further east you go, the heavier the snowfall totals, with very heavy snow over parts of Montana, but just barely an inch in Spokane and less than in the Columbia Basin. Look for some changes in that forecast. However, as I mentioned, greater confidence about the cold than the amount of snow. That is why we have a possible weather alert day for Sunday for that very cold weather. Those numbers that you see, 7 and 17, only half the story. Wind chill readings below 0. I'll have Wildlife Wednesday photos coming up in just a bit, Aaron.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Take a look at this. This map was compiled with help from the Gun Violence Archive, and it shows where mass shootings have taken place so far this year. That is just in the past 25 days of this month. We're learning more about people who commit mass violence. Many have displayed threatening behaviors in the past.
And most have also suffered from a major life setback in the year prior to an attack. That's according to a new analysis by the U.S. Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center. For the analysis, the NTAC reviewed 173 mass casualty incidents between 2016 and 2020, where 3 or more people were killed or injured. And according to the report, half of the attackers were motivated in part by some grievance, workplace issues, domestic issues, or perceived personal wrongs. Nearly half had a history of domestic violence, misogynistic behaviors, or both. In attacks with guns, more than 75% of those weapons were legally acquired. The Virginia teacher who survived being shot by her own student plans to sue the school district.
The lawyer for Abigail's Werner says school administrators should have done more to prevent the shooting because they allegedly had prior warnings.
Abby's Werner was shot in front of those horrified kids, all because the school administration failed to act.
So Werner's lawyer claims administrators at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, were notified 3 times by 3 different teachers on the day of the shooting that the first grader accused of shooting her either had a gun or had threatened other students.
The administrator downplayed the report from the teacher and the possibility of a gun, saying, and I quote, "Well, he has little pockets."
The assistant principal at the school where the shooting happened has resigned, and the school board has voted to remove the district superintendent.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
With my low E, I can never finish this trending dance.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. That's my boy.
The last thing you want people thinking about when they're in their golden years is money. We have a new family member living with us, which is my mother-in-law, Kathleen. She has had MS since my husband's been 6. We have our caregivers that come into the home and help out with her. She gets showers every day. Walk Cares is a really unique program. As you get older, you're still cared for and you're still valuable. It's just great to know that if you need it, Walk Cares will be there for them.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture.
Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value.
Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows.
We will also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one.
Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now, only at More Furniture.
STA is a great place to work for a few different reasons. There are definitely a lot of opportunities here at STA, no matter where you start at. There's always opportunities for advancement, things to help you move from one position to the next.
All the departments here, paratransit, fixed route, we all work together to help the community, and that's why I like to work here.
Four News Now is brought to you by Northwest Motorsport.
Oh, I'm excited for this Wildlife Wednesday. It is action-packed, and we start off with this amazing photo from Ken Bonner of a bighorn ram. Just gorgeous. But if you look closely, a little worse for the wear. This ram has been fighting with his buddies. You can see he's taken a bit of a beating, but still looking very rugged and handsome. Teresa Baumgarten shared this photo. Bird I have in my backyard, but they don't look anywhere near this good as through the lens of Teresa. What a gorgeous picture of a house bench where you can see so much of the detail. Just lovely. I'll have these posted on my Facebook page here very shortly. Van Widner shared this photo of a coyote slinking through the snow on the hunt. Tremendous hunters spotted this beauty in western Montana. Dora Z. Davis I have a Northern Flicker story I'll save for another time because I can't get them to stay in my yard, but Dora does. The suet blocks, they love the suet. Went and bought a whole bunch of them, never saw them again. Marty Stowe shared this pygmy owl photo. Look closely, it's got a vole, and I love this picture because I talk so much about how tiny these owls are, and with the vole in its talons, you can really see they're about a little bit bigger than a deck of cards. They're just tiny, but fierce. Barbara Rexford shared this close-up of a deer enjoying some bird seed and the lack of snow in Viola. And finally, speaking of close-ups and fierceness, Mark Vogt, a very serious bald eagle, has got his eyes on lunch, not on Mark. I have a feeling he's going to get his lunch with no problem. Aaron?
For sure. Thank you, Chris. The 2023 football schedule for all the Big Sky teams were released this week. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti is here to show us how the paths for Idaho and Eastern Washington are shaping up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pure Filtration Products.
Friday night on ABC. The 9-year-old daughter makes a gruesome discovery. Her mother is found dead in her bathtub.
There are questions that need to be answered.
2020 built this model recreation of the bathroom.
What did you notice when you got here? Does this bring back your memories of the scene?
Oh, absolutely. All of these little things, when you put them all together, it creates a picture.
This is suspicious.
Holy mackerel.
You gotta be kidding me.
Really stunning.
The new 2020 Friday night on ABC.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture.
Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value.
Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows.
We will also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one.
Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now, only at More Furniture.
Our RV show prices have been extended. Now through the end of the month at Blue Dog RV Spokane and Post Falls. Save big with low show prices on motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. All of your favorite brands: Grand Design, Keystone, Thor, Highland Ridge, and more. Get ready for spring adventures now with exclusive show pricing extended. What are you waiting for? Shop extended RV show prices through January 31st. Only at Blue Dog Spokane and Post Falls.
It's a new year, and time for a new you. Come see the coolest cars, trucks, and SUVs at Max Auto Sports during the New Year, New You sales event with rates starting at 1.9%, cars from $199, trucks and SUVs from $299. Plus, Max lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost. Get what you really want with our best sale ever. Get $5,000 over KBB for your trade. Out with the old and in with the new you. Hurry, it all ends Tuesday, only at Max Auto Sports.
Over the last 4 seasons, the Washington State football program has seen 3 head coaches come through the university, and during that time, it never felt like there was a lot of stability in Pullman. That is until Jake Dickert took over the position in the full-time in December of 2021 when he signed a 5-year deal, and now he's got plans to stay even longer. On Wednesday morning, the university announcing an extension with Dickert that will keep him through the 2027 season. In the last 2 seasons, he helped lead the Cougars to back-to-back bowl games and compiled a 10-9 record as head coach, while his defenses were also one of the best in the Pac-12 during that time, giving up less than 23 points a game last season. And while the on-field successes are important, Dickert says the entire family is proud to call the Palouse home.
It's who we are. It's what we love. We love Pullman. We love Washington State. We love what lifestyle we have here, and just excited about, I meant it, pouring all of ourselves into that. It isn't just me. It's our family. It's Candace being the rock of our family and everything that I'm allowed to do. So we're all bought in, and we poured everything we possibly can in here, and we look forward to doing that for a long time.
And just because it's the offseason doesn't mean there's not plenty of other football news to talk about, as Eastern Washington released their 2023 schedule earlier today. And if you thought last season was difficult, well, it doesn't get any easier this year. The team will open up play against FCS runner-up North Dakota State over in Minneapolis before traveling down for a matchup against Mountain West and the LA Jimmy Kimmel Bowl champions Fresno State. The Eagles won't play their first home game until the middle of September. In fact, only 5 games at Roos Field this upcoming season, including Idaho and Weber State, who both made the playoffs last season. And if the Eagles' schedule seemed like it was going to be a little bit tough, let me introduce you to the Idaho Vandals 2023 season, which features another gauntlet of in and out of conference games. And you might want to look at airline prices, because this team isn't going to be at home much at all. In fact, they're going to open up with 5 of their first 6 games on the road, 2 of those including pay games at Nevada and Cal, but those are certainly going to be winnable. They do, however, have Montana and Montana State on back-to-back weeks inside the Kibbie Dome, so that could be big when it comes to the playoffs. Vandals will then close out the regular season with the Battle of the Domes against Idaho State in Moscow on November 18th. And we're only 3 games left in the NFL season. Then it's the start of a long off season, but plenty of off-field storylines to talk about over that time, and what the Seahawks are going to do with that number 5 pick that they acquired from the Broncos. Well, according to ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr., he's not exactly on board with Geno Smith at this point. In fact, his first mock draft today has Seattle selecting quarterback Will Levis out of Kentucky. Now, Geno's going to turn 33 years old next season and is set to become a free agent in March after he put up his best season of his career. And both he and Pete Carroll acknowledged that he'd like to be back in Seattle, but it could come down to contract negotiations at this point. Still, if Seattle doesn't take a QB in that first pick, expect them to go with a defensive lineman, a position that they definitely need to shore up. And we are less than 50 days away from Selection Sunday, and it's never too early to look at where Gonzaga Bulldogs might be projected in the NCAA tournament. In the latest ESPN bracketology, the Bulldogs dropped to a number 3 seed in the South region, as they have them playing Eastern Washington in the first round out in Denver. That could be very intriguing, but still a lot of basketball left to be played there. And the Bulldogs will return to the court on Saturday afternoon against Portland, who, if you remember, they beat by just 40 points 2 weeks ago. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
It's the final days of the epic sell-off at Furniture Row. Find epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus 3 years, no interest. Epic styles, epic selection. All with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends Thursday.
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
Come on, Lucky Charm. Enough with the textbook.
You're up 1,100 and I got a test tomorrow.
What's more important, me winning a jackpot today or your entire future sometime in the future? Besides, how hard could it be? Go ahead, quiz me.
Fine. What's the square root of 349?
18.682. I just wasted my luck, didn't I?
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Doctor's Choice Firm for only $664.99. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off, on now at Denver Mattress.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
We get to talk about bugs.
We're talking about bugs again.
On Valentine's Day. if you're into bugs or if you're thinking about your exes, the Honolulu Zoo is offering a unique gift. You can name a mealworm or a cricket after an ex or anyone, and then the zoo will feed it to an animal. Love bites.
Love bites.
That person is also going to get a digital Valentine's Day card letting them know that they were a snack.
Just a word of advice, though. Don't think about your ex on Valentine's Day.
That is good advice.
Alex, is there a cap on the amount of bugs?
No, as long as you keep buying.